All right, so now I'm going to be going over our second video for the Daml cheat sheet. This is just briefly going over types. Daml is a strongly typed functional language, so if you've ever used one of those before, you basically know all this. And if you haven't and you're coming from more imperative languages, there's some nice features that having a strongly typed language give you. In particular, it gives you the ability to be certain of the data that are being passed into your contracts. There's no need to worry about the types of data that are coming in. There's no worry that, an integer is being passed in when you intended to receive a string and all the weird things that can happen then, depending on your language. So in Daml, they're strictly typed. So if a field is supposed to be an integer, it's an integer. So we have all the basic types: integers, decimals, numerics, which are other ways to express some numbers. We have text types and bools, of course, all the different dates and time types that you would expect. But we also have a party type, which is pretty specific to Daml, and that is essentially whenever an entity, be it a person or an automated service, is interacting with a contract, they would be represented as a party type, and that party type confers the ability to do things on a contract that are all specified in your contract code. So for example, here's some code we have from one of our intro bits of documentation. Here we have our accountant that is a party to the contract, and we can actually specify that they can sign off on the contract. And as you can see here with the type definitions, we essentially have a requirement that all signatories be parties and can't be any sort of other type of data. And parties themselves have the ability to either to construct transactions, and if parties are specified on a contract but have not actually done anything to say that I agree to this contract, like they can't be given any obligations on a contract. You can't put the owner here as a signatory and not get their signature. Right now it's just the accountant, so the accountant's all you need to instantiate this contract, but that's a really nice feature of the party type, is that it enforces these things. And those are just the basics. Obviously everything works out exactly as you would think. We can't have one party be the same as the other. We can have a variety of numbers. We can prove equivalency between them as we would expect. Same for dates and times and strings and all that fun stuff. And then of course, we have our list types where we can have a variety of different lists that, are constructed in pretty much the way that you would expect. This particular syntax might look a little weird to you, again, if you're coming from a more imperative programming background, but this is actually fairly common syntax in functional languages. It actually probably is identical to Haskell in this case. And yeah, so those are the just a brief overview of the types that are available in Daml. Oh, and of course we also have, tuples as you would expect, and we have polymorphic types where you can specify one type that is constructed out of other types, and that's really interesting. So for example here, MyType AB could be like MyType string as A and integer as B, and that would actually end up being represented as a list of tuples. And so that's actually a really powerful programming construct, but probably beyond the scopes of this video. And yeah, those are Daml types. Thank you.